Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're doing well. It's me, Halo Spencer. I'm rocking my, well, I'll show you that later. How have you been? It's been a few days now, just over a week. I just thought I'd come on and have a general chat. Nothing special, nothing too extraordinary. Nothing to add to the way. I've just been playing around with my OBS, trying to get a few things working and stuff like that. Why don't I put on some better headphones? Yeah? Okay. I'm just messing around with my OBS, trying to get some things going down. And, I just thought, well, why don't I just come on stream and speak to the world and just have a bit of fun. I'm hoping some people will join me and we can just go with the flow. I've actually just been, today's meant to be my actual no YouTube day or no social media day. And I kind of broke that because I wanted to catch up with a little bit of gossip. And the gossip being internet gossip, the usual stuff. And, I just thought, let me just hear what's going on in this beautiful world of ours, that the Lord created. And let me see what man is doing now. What is the latest? What is going down? What's the talk of the town? And so I engaged the podcaster that I don't listen to very much, Candace Owens, and I just thought, why don't I just catch up with what she's got to say, because I haven't listened to her show in quite some time. And it's kind of interesting, I had to say. It's nice to listen to some gossip every now and again. Let me just get this. Yeah. So sorry about doing this live on set, but as I said, this is just a general chat. I just want to have a bit of fun. I don't know why, for some reason, nobody joins me live when I'm streaming on YouTube. It's like, it's very nice to hear your voice when you're speaking. It can be quite disconcerting when you're speaking to what could be a worldwide audience. And you don't really hear yourself. So it's really nice to be here with you guys today. And I'm really kind of looking forward to tomorrow, which for me will be Friday. It's just a few minutes before 12 p.m. I get confused. Once it's 11:59, is it 0000 or how does it go? 12 a.m. Let's just keep it like that. Yeah, 12 a.m. No, 12 p.m. Sorry. Is it 12 or? Yeah, because it says 12 on the clock, doesn't it? I was watching this YouTube channel. I don't know what it was. I don't even know why I was watching it. And that's for my viewer on Twitch. Thank you for joining me. So I was watching some YouTube channel, and they were testing young people because the claim was young people don't know how to read properly. So there must have been like teenagers, 15, 16, young boys and young girls. And they were showing them a clock and said, "What's the time?" And I was quite surprised at how they were struggling to tell the time. And I thought, oh my word, why are these young children struggling to tell the time? you know, using a clock face. Why can't they tell the time? I mean, that's just a basic thing. And I recollected when I was young. I said, well, what happened when I was young? How was I taught to tell the time that these poor children seem to have missed out on? So I tried to remember, but then, at that time we were taught various, I just want to sit up straight. Let me sit up straight. We were taught various techniques. And I'm like, well, don't they teach these children techniques anymore? Just little tricks. Because first of all, we learned how to tell the time, as in like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 p.m., 4 a.m., depending on what time of the day it was. Then we learned the 24-hour clock, which makes, I think I actually prefer that. It makes life a bit easier. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And it just becomes like, you learn it by rote and you just know it. It's like tying your laces or learning to tie your laces. Initially, it's difficult. If you've had to teach a child and stuff, they get mixed up. There can be a bit of a muddle. But, with practice, they learn. So, well, where is the difficulty here? Knowing how to tell the time. I mean, that's just, it's just a basic skill. So I thought, what is going on? So I don't know. But all I know is that when I was growing up, everybody that I knew how to tell the time. So we weren't taught in a special way. We were just taught. And you just understood and you got on with life. So I felt quite, so I said to myself, do these children read outside of school? Because when I was little, about 8 or 9, I kind of recollect. Well, I don't recollect, but I do know. I think I used to ask my father a lot of questions. Dad, what's this? What's that? What's going on here? I was that kind of person, and I still am. And I think my father kind of got a little bit fed up. So one day I came from school and I saw these boxes in the front room. And I thought, what's that? And when I walked closer, they were an encyclopedia. The World Book Encyclopedia, right? A to Z and some other bits. I was like, wow. But I don't recollect anybody telling me anything. It was just like there in the boxes. So I took it out the box and I put it somewhere, probably on the bookshelf or somewhere. And I was just reading that. So I don't think I asked my father any more questions. I think it was basically, here's the encyclopedia, you read it and leave me alone. He didn't say that, but I think it was implied. And I'll be honest, I was really grateful that he did do that, because I now became like a minefield of information, the capital cities. I knew all the names of the planets, and I was really interested in the World Book Encyclopedia is an American encyclopedia, so it was biased towards, obviously, the United States. So a lot of the articles were based around that, but I had an interest in American history. And I used to look up the states and what was the state capital, what was the ethnic breakdown of it. They had articles about man going to the moon. Oh, it was great. That's how I occupied my time, just reading stuff. Okay, that's where a lot of my general knowledge came from as a child, like aged between 7 to like 18. That's what I used to do. And even when I was, when you're in school doing your exams and stuff, there were a lot of articles there that really helped me about the First World War, the Second World War, about world history. I knew literally all the names of the prime ministers and presidents and flags. I knew about wildlife. But I'm thinking, if I was 8 now, how would I get that information? I mean, do they still sell encyclopedias? Because everything seems to be, you can Google it. There used to be, back in the early days of the internet, I'm talking like late 90s, early 2000s, there used to be some website that was a precursor to Wikipedia. I think it was like something Britannica, something like that. I just vaguely recollect accessing it. But, what would a child do now? If I was a child now, I'm wondering, how would I get that information that my father just bought for me in books that I could go to at any time and just open up the book and just read it? All right, it was static, right? It was a representative of a point in time, and it wasn't constantly updated. You'd have to get an updated version of the encyclopedia every 5 years or however regularly you wanted to. Or you can just keep that edition and use it based on the historical information. But it's there. You can access it. You just want to read it. And I know one of my siblings became an expert at knowing birds. So you could look at a bird and say, oh, that's a parrot, that's a cockatoo, that's I don't even know, that's a wren, that's a robin. He just had this just from the encyclopedia. He became an expert, not on birds, just on animals. We actually thought he was going to be like, I don't know, a zookeeper or a vet or something like that. He just had that knowledge gained through what? Reading. So if you don't know how to read, you're already at a disadvantage. So I don't know if it's some kind of new policy or if it's the way things are being taught. But, if you don't have the patience to read and be able to interpret what you've read and be able to say, okay, is this true? Is it false? Is it fake news? Or do I need to get some more information? Okay, where can I get these sources of information from? So that if I get information from place A or place B or place C, you can go, okay, let's say, for example, you wanted to know what's happening in the Ukraine war. Or no, let's say you wanted to know what happened when Donald Trump visited China. Okay, you do know that the Foreign Affairs Ministry of China, they do a readout. The Foreign Affairs Ministry, I don't know what the real name is, of the United States, they will also do a readout of the visit, of the statements, what was said. Okay? And you also know that some newspapers will publish articles about the visit. There'll be news stories on television. And also you'll have a whole host of independent broadcasters on whatever social media platform you watch, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble. They'll have their own interpretations. But where did they go to get their information from? So you go to the Chinese Ministry of Affairs, you download the readout, you read it. You go to the American Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you download their readout and you read it. then you'll be able to kind of say, okay, you'll be able to balance things out for yourself. Then you might get an article in a newspaper, or you might get an article in a magazine, you know, those weekly news magazines that come out, sometimes bi-weekly. And then you'll be able to work your way through what actually happened, or have an understanding and be able to make your mind up. Okay? That's how you're being discerning and circumspect about the information that you take in. Because there's propaganda everywhere. So you have to be able to discern what you're taking in and what you're believing in. So where these young people now, you know, the Gen, is it the Alphas, cannot even tell the time, and they're going to school. How are they going to be able to be, to live in this environment that we're living in now? How are they going to be able to interpret what's happening around them? How are they going to be able to know what's fake news? How are they going to be able to find out for themselves if man actually went to the moon? Because you can research this. How are they going to be able to do research? You know, you can't always rely on what comes out of Google or these AI chatbots. You have to be able to locate information, read it, and understand it. So it doesn't sadden me. I'm just concerned, because this is why even today that people vote for things that are against their own interests. Just because a man came on television and they liked the way he sounded, where he knew how to crack some jokes, and he kept on repeating things that made them elated, and they just vote for him, you know, without actually knowing what his real message is. But even with some people, educated people, they were deceived because they believed the lie. You have to look a bit deeper. You have to really look at the person and understand what is he actually saying. How is his past behavior? What has he done in the past and said? Okay, so, you know, I'm looking at a future now that is very compromised, because even in this day and age, like in America, people voted for Donald Trump and he won the election. In the UK, people voted for Brexit. Why? Because they were sold a story. I could see through that story because I'm an educated person. I know how to read. I can disseminate. I know how to understand stuff. And I can make my own mind up, knowing that Brexit was going to be a bad thing for the United Kingdom. But lots of people were sold a story about, oh, immigration, we're going to get this amount of money for the NHS. It was all lies. I don't know what was motivating the people that were lying, but they had an agenda. And if you're not a reasonable person, if you cannot discern information for yourself, if you cannot analyze things logically, which is the purview of everybody, because we were born intelligent, you just have to become literate to operate in this world, then you're going to find things quite difficult. Now, you're going to fall for scams. You're going to fall for fake news. You're going to fall for somebody who's charming, who's good looking, who's entertaining, who says the right things, but he doesn't have your best interest at heart. Okay? So that's why people now can see something on television and the man says, rise up. Let's go to war. And then they rise up and they go to war. Or they start burning people's houses. without really knowing why they're doing it or what's going on. It's a bit like, when you have those kind of like wars that were taking place in places like Sierra Leone and Liberia, where they even had like, child soldiers back in the early 2000s. And then they're just fighting, technically, amongst themselves, a civil war. And when you ask one of these soldiers who would be high on drugs, wear a wig, thinking that if they wear a wig, that they cannot be shot, and they'll have an AK-47, and you look at their eyes, they're crazed, they're high, they're just doing whatever they want to do. And you ask him, put a mic in their face, and you say, why are you fighting? And you say, huh? We're fighting because we're fighting. And it's quite sad. He's obviously, got recruited. He's illiterate. So I just had to cough there. He's an illiterate. He doesn't know any better. Give him a gun and some power, he'll go and rape and pillage. And think, yeah, it's doing the right thing. So, yes, it's very important. And when you read the actual statistics that are out there, it's not only in developing countries, so-called developing countries, where we have an education issue. Countries in the West, the statistics are frightening. In instances, 20% of the population of adults are semi-literate to illiterate, i.e., they can only do basic reading. They can only do basic things through their reading task. If I bring up the stats for you. It's a shame that I just came on just to have a chat. Am I not on YouTube? Oh my gosh. I just had to correct the picture there. I hope it was showing on YouTube. Anyway, so yeah, I know I'm on Twitch because I have a few viewers. So that was kind of concerning, What you do if you're in the United States or if you're in the UK, just tap into your Google machine or Edge or Duck and Go. And there's this new one that I discovered. I downloaded it onto my laptop today. I forgot. Is it called Eve? Oh, I've forgotten the name. I just downloaded it today. I haven't really used it. It's meant to be quite good. It's meant to be like an offshoot of Firefox. So, because I don't know, when I when I use Google or Edge and I say, okay, I just tap in a search item, the AI comes up and gives me like a summary. And before, when I used to tap in something that I want to search about, I'll get various websites and I can go into whatever website that I wanted. Now it's as if websites are becoming redundant and everything is being taken over by some chatbot AI stuff. All right. And, I want to be able to look things up for myself and make my own mind up. Thank you very much. Now, this is what makes people to become less intelligent. It's as if there's some kind of scheme going on to stop people from using their own minds to think. That's just not the way things should be. So I'm becoming concerned for the people that are coming up behind me, who will be easy to lead them astray. But it doesn't really matter, because even today, it's easy to lead people astray. It's as if people want to believe the lie. It's as if they don't want to open up their eyes and understand things for themselves. And that's so important. Because the Bible is a true word of the Lord. And it's like a workbook. It is a workbook. It tells us how we should live our lives. And it's very important that people read it for themselves so they can understand what the Lord is telling them. Because if you're not able to read, you won't be able to understand. But you'll have to pray to the Lord to give you understanding. Okay, because when I read the Bible, it made sense to me. Not because of what I've told you about myself being, literate and being able to read from a young age and understand stuff, interpret it, and make my mind up. Yes, obviously that had something to do with it. But my education isn't any different from what my peers had. Okay, but they do not understand the word the way that I do. They do not interpret it the way that I do. Okay, so that was something that confused me initially as to, hang on a minute, am I missing something here? Have I got something wrong here? Because I know these people. I know that they're educated. I know that they are intelligent. I know that they know how to reason. I know that they can logically read something, analyze it, and output information. I know that they can gather various pieces of data together and turn it into information. So why am I understanding the word of the Lord differently from what they are? Or do they understand it but refuse to implement it in their lives? Or are they under the influence of the negativity that's in the world? Because some of these people are pastors. Some of them are people who have been reading in the Bible since they were like teenagers. They've been going to church since they were children. So what is it that they don't understand? You see what the problem is there? But then when I read the Bible says they will read it, but they will not see it. They will not. Let me not say that, because I actually don't remember that specific verse. But I know the Bible does say they have cotton wool in their ears and lead on their eyes, so they will not hear and they will not see. So I assume that's through choice. Then another difficulty, however, why would people choose to follow evil rather than good? Why would they do that knowingly? She said, why? I was like, why are people doing that? Why are they behaving like this? Another point of confusion for me. So I thought, well, they've just chose to do that, haven't they? They don't want to see the truth. And when they see it, they still want to believe the lie. So they say, so what is so attractive about the lie? Why do they want to believe the lie? What is it doing for them? Is it the entertainment? Is it the lust? Is it the money? Is it the thoughts of, I'm going to get rich? Why would they do that? I don't know. Why would they? Why would you hate what's good? Why would you hate God, your creator, who made you in his image? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to love the opposite of God? Why would you want to be part of darkness rather than light? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to be like that? What are you benefiting? These are the questions people need to ask themselves. Because you're being lied to, you're being deceived. Okay? Read the Bible for understanding. Don't believe the lie. Okay? If you have £1 billion, do you know how long that would take you to spend? If you have £1 billion, right? We're not talking about any interest, just £1 billion. And if you spent, okay, let me use dollars. If you had $1 billion and you spent $10,000 a week, it would take you 1,923 years to spend all of that money. And nobody lives for 2,000 years. Do you understand me? No one does. Okay, we're going, if 1,923 years, we're going back to Jesus' time. So why would people want more? How many millions and billions and billions and billions do you need? Because you can't spend it all. It's true. You can't spend it all. How many women can you have? How many wives? How many? Most people can just barely handle one. How many do you want? Are you really enjoying all of that stuff? The drugs, the women, the partying, that promotion you just got, the $200,000 salary, hating the Lord that created you, wanting to do evil. Come on, guys. You know as much as I do. Some of you even know more than I do. There's only one God. There's only one light. Don't be deceived by the lie. Don't be deceived by that pastor, by that reverend father. The fruit does not fall far from the tree. Look at these people. Don't judge them. Look at their behavior. Look at what they say. Look at how they live their lives. Do you see anything godly there? I'm not judging them. I'm asking you that attend the churches, that listen to what they have to say, that follow the politicians, that do anything that they tell you to do, that vote. Is there anything there that you've seen? The fruit does not fall far from the tree. If it's bad, it's bad. Okay? If you belong to a church where that church has had its pastors or its reverend fathers convicted or been sent away because of their behavior towards their congregation, to the young members of the congregation, what are you still doing there? Why are you there? Why are you're essentially supporting that kind of behavior? You need to open up your eyes to what's going on in the world. Okay? If you're in a church where the pastor is not preaching the word of the Lord, what are you doing there? They're talking about politics. They want to buy a private jet. They want to increase the building of the church. They want you to donate 1/10 of your salary or even more. They don't preach the Bible. All they do is sing all day and dance. People are committing acts in the church that the Bible is against. Why are you still there? Are you afraid of something? Do not be equally yoked with them. Make up your mind and leave. Don't be scared. Pray to the Lord from your house. Worship the Lord in your house. Because if you surround yourselves with people like that, they will what? Influence you. If you let your family members go around people like that, I'm talking about your wife and your children, what do you think is going to happen? You need to take charge. You need to be the leader. You need to be the man. You need to protect your wife and your children from these people. Do your own church in your house. Open up the Bible and read it and learn it. Come out from amongst them. Okay? It's very important. It's so important that you don't know. It's a battle. There's a battle on for your soul. Don't fall for the temptation. It's meaningless. What you need is work hard and mind your own business. Okay? When you see evil, when you see wrong, remove yourself from it. You know the Lord's 10 commandments, follow them. Why? Because that will give you wisdom. And with wisdom, you know the difference between good and evil. Okay? Let's go. Let's make that move. It's July next month. We're already halfway through the year. It's time for a change. It's time for something new. Okay, it's like 12:30 in the morning now, so it's time for me to go and wrap up. I've got work tomorrow. I want to go and sleep. It's been one very interesting day, but I'm so happy that I was able to log on and just talk about things on a general basis. I really appreciate you being here to listen to me. As you can see, it was a much more relaxed stream. Oh, this is my Shalamar shirt. There you go, look, Shalamar. I'm kind of giving away my age here. But I did watch Shalamar. This was before COVID. Must have been like 2018 or 2019, before the lockdowns. And I was quite surprised. It was Howard Hewitt and Jeffrey Daniels. And I don't know what they're eating. I don't know what their secret is, but they were looking good. For guys that were definitely in their mid-60s then, they were definitely looking cool. I don't know how old is Jeffrey Daniels? They were in their 60 plus though, but yeah. Jeffrey Daniels, Howard Hewitt. And there was, the lady wasn't Jodie Watley. It was something Giffy or Giffen. She is rather, I think her father's dead now. So she was the daughter of, I think the chair or the president of Solar Records. Yeah. She was all right. Yes, I saw them here. It was pretty cool. You know, when I got there, some guy sitting in my chair. So, what are you sitting in my chair for? So, do you mind if I sit next to my cousin? I said, but no, this is my chair. I paid for it. Why didn't you pay for a chair next to whoever? You know, why are you disturbing my life? I bought my ticket. I want to sit in the seat that I bought. Do you know what I mean? You just go to a concert, have some fun, and you meet idiots. You know, you don't know what's wrong with them. You know, we live in a very strange world. You bought your ticket, I bought my ticket. Why should I give you now my chair and sit in some other chair? Why? Are you insane? Why even ask that question? You know what I mean? It's like, what is wrong with you? I want to sit in the chair that I paid for. Why? You know, I'm here to have fun, not to be talking to you. Because your conversation is banal. You're not talking sense. You know them by their fruits. But anyway, oh, what do I have here? Oh, electricity. How are you doing? How are you doing? I'm not doing too bad. How are things with you? I should try and do this right. Electricity. I know we have funny names on Twitch, so I just say elect. Yeah, so thanks for joining me, bro. It's much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Sometimes I kind of do forget to look at, kind of get a bit absorbed, and I forget to look at the chat. So yeah, cool. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, Shalamar was good. They were good. I thought time was gone so quickly now. That must have been way back in 2019. I think it was 2019. Yeah, 7 years ago. My word. Look at that. Amazing. So, I have this issue, right, with YouTube when I'm broadcasting live. Because usually this is like a Bible stream, right? And I'm currently reading the first 5 books of the Bible. And I'm on the last 4 chapters of Exodus, which is the second book of the Bible. And I live stream it. And big up to my Twitch bros. But I've noticed that I never get any views on YouTube when I'm streaming live. Not even one. Which is kind of like, I'm saying, am I doing, not that I'm like, am I pressing the wrong button or, I don't know. I'm not going to make things up. But, I just thought, okay. So yes, it's been cold these last few days in London. The weather hasn't been very good at all. So I'm really hoping that we do get some sunshine. And, get some sunshine. I don't know, might just get some chickens and barbecue them, So yes, please take heed. We only have one life. We want to be happy in that life. And I was just listening to a podcast. Is it a podcast? Yeah, she was podcasting live. Miss Owens, Candice Owens. And she was talking about, they've got this issue about somebody wanted to buy an island in Albania. I didn't want to buy it or didn't want to build on it. I think they want to build like a holiday resort, an upper class resort for millionaires, billionaires and stuff like that. And the Albanian people are saying, no, we don't want that. We don't want you here. So that's becoming like an issue. So very, very interesting how that's going to pan out. And the president of Albania said, this thing is going to happen as long as he's president. So obviously, he has a big interest. So it'd be interesting to see how things pan out. Will the people's voice be heard, or will the money of the people who want to do something to the island persevere? We shall see. We're not going anywhere. We're going to watch it. We're going to view it. We're going to know what's up. Or I can feel my eyes kind of like weighing down on me now for some reason, which is such a shame. I'm looking forward to the time when I'm going to do like a 4-hour stretch. I might actually do that on Sunday, just like a 4-hour stretch of a live stream. I do have a feeling that I know what I'm going to say, so that will be interesting. But I don't really think I really want to go down to that level, even though I just said it and I wasn't forced to say it. But I don't think live streaming for 4 hours, I don't know, just like, you know, this for me is like fun. I just want to spread the word of the Lord, but I don't think I need, you know, like a stretch of 4 hours to do that, you know, more piecemeal, you know? So, yeah. Anyway, I'm so happy that you were able to join me. I'm so happy that I've been able to say all what I wanted to say. And let me just play a little bit of music. Let me just turn up this thing a bit. This is copyright-free music. So I'm not like infringing on anybody's copyright. This is copyright-free. So let's just have that. Is it too loud? Can you hear this? It's not too loud, is it? Okay. Oh, I can't even spell. Oh, shame on me. Wow, YouTube. Anyway, I'm going to look forward to my 4-hour stretch of, you know, streaming live. But I do want to read the Bible though. Let me just read the Bible before I go. Just going to get the Bible. Right. Using the English Standard Version today. I'm just going to close my eyes. I'm going to go to where I think the New Testament will be. Titus Chapter 3. I'm going to read Titus Chapter 3. That's the New Testament, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Be ready for every good work. Can I bring this up on my screen? Let me see. Bear with me. Yeah, I can. Let me just find Titus. Right, there we go. Okay. Let me just turn the music down just a little bit. Right. Remind them to be submissive to rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready for every good work, to speak evil of no one, to avoid quarreling, to be gentle, and to show perfect courtesy towards all people. Now this is how you know the children of the Lord. Totally random. I'm not making it up. You saw me as I turned to this page. Okay? It's telling us how children of the Lord should be. You should what? Obey your government and the authorities. Don't argue with them. Just be calm. Because why would you even want to bother? Just follow the rules and regulations. Remind them to be submissive to the rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready for every good work, to speak evil of no one, to avoid quarreling, to be gentle, and to show perfect courtesy towards all people. For we ourselves were once foolish, disobedient, led astray, slaves to various passions and pleasures, passing our days in malice and envy, hated by others and hating one another. But when the goodness and loving kindness of God, our Savior, appeared, He saved us, not because of works done by us in righteousness, but according to His own mercy, by the washing of regeneration and renewal of the Holy Spirit, whom He poured out on us richly through Jesus Christ our Saviour, so that being justified by His grace, we might become heirs according to the hope of eternal life. The saying is trustworthy, and I want you to insist on these things, so that those who have believed in God may be careful to devote themselves to good works. These things are excellent and profitable for people. But avoid foolish controversies, genealogies, dissensions, and quarrels about the law, for they are unprofitable and worthless. Now, it's very important that we understand that section that I just read. Avoid foolish controversies, genealogies, dissensions, and quarrels about the law, for they are unprofitable and worthless. What we're being told here is that genealogies, that's historical things about people's lineage and their families. So don't bother about what color Jesus Christ is, because that's like a big topic for people now. Don't be arguing about should women be pastors in the church? Can they lead? I'm talking about controversial topics that people like to deal with based around the Bible. Don't argue about what is Sabbath day, what day should my Sabbath day be. Don't waste your time doing those things. What other controversies are there in the Bible? Whatever the controversy is that is coming to your mind, that you have witnessed or taken part in church, stop it. This is what the Bible is telling us. Don't worry about the origin, what color, what nation, what race Jesus was or is. Don't bother about that. Praise the Lord, believe His word, obey His commandments, be baptized in the Holy Spirit. These are the things that you need to be concerned about. These are the things you need to work on. These are the things that you need to live every day. That's what's important. Not whether or not a woman can lead in the church. forget it. Where they're having these arguments, walk away. Don't partake in it. Verse 10. As for a person who stirs up division, after warning him once and then twice, have nothing more to do with him, knowing that such a person is warped and sinful, he is self-condemned. When I sent Artemas or Tisius to you, do your best to come to me at Nicopolis, for I have decided to spend the winter there. Do your best to speed Zenas the lawyer and Apollos on their way. See that they lack nothing, and let our people learn to devote themselves to good works, so as to help cases of urgent need and not be unfruitful. All who are with me send greetings to you. Greet those who love us in faith. Grace be to all of you. What a fantastic way to close today's live stream. What a blessing that I was able to open that. I'm really grateful that to be able to speak the word of the Lord to you. I feel blessed that I'm able to do this. I've said this before, I never thought that I would be in this position in my life. So I'm grateful for the Lord to have blessed me to be here. I'm so grateful for you if you're listening to this live, if you're listening to a recording. I feel blessed that you are doing that. One request that I will make, if you could, and if you liked what you've heard, just press the follow button. It's free, nothing to worry about, and that will be cool. I'm just trying to build up a community, and the more people that follow, other people will follow. It's like sheep. Okay? So let's build up a flock of glory to the Lord. I would love to share the word with you, and like we're all learning. So if there's anything you'd like to tell me, if there's anything you'd like me to discuss, if there's a chapter or verse in the Bible that you'd like me to read or to focus on, if you have any questions, please, I'll be happy to look at them for you. And I'll be happy to share your understanding of the word too. Okay? I'd like to wish you the best of the rest of the day. May you continue to be blessed in the Lord. And I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care now, and good night.